Yo, what's going on? Tonight, I want to talk about regional culture. Regional culture, you know. Um, Here, I'm in the South now, the South region. Also grew up in the Northeast region. East Coast, as I like to say, right? North Philly. Um, I even know a little bit about Midwest culture. Detroit, Chicago, haven't actually lived in those two places, but I visited and got a slice of it. Let's say even West Coast. I mean, haven't been out there either, but I see quite a bit of it, and I've been told several times, on multiple occasions, that I seem like somebody's from the West Coast. I don't know exactly what that means, uh, but I'll take it. Yeah, I am very proud to be from the South. I think that's just me, period. I like love being, I just love me, huh? I love me. I love my family. I love where I'm from. Um, Partly because of the history. Now, a lot of people feel quite the opposite because of the history. History of Alabama, I mean, particularly Montgomery. I'm very proudful of Montgomery because of the struggles in which we have surmounted, faced with tremendous societal obstacles, challenges, but we surmounted them all. Was not easy, and to a degree, the fight is still on. And but however, I say, people like to harp on the racism. And it's a real thing. But truthfully, I would say that I've experienced more, how would you say, overt, in your face racism in the North, East Coast, North Philly, and also in Albany, New York. Excuse me, I got something in my eye. I don't know what's going on tonight. But yeah, I experienced a totally different degree of racism there. And that's what's ironic is people love to say that about the South, particularly in Alabama. Oh no, Alabama is horrible. What is it like? Oh, there's a Ku Klux Klan running around. No, I can't say I've seen any Ku Klux Klan. He's not walking around with these sheets anymore. I'm sure they're here, but where are they? I don't know. However, me living in Northeast, I've had to deal with. I've seen skinheads. I've been chased, literally chased by white teens. As a teen myself, I never had no other experience like that here in the South. One, I think it's largely because we do live in different neighborhoods. I'm not sure if it's, and I think when people just live in their different neighborhoods, because people just gravitate to their own kind. I mean, you can technically live wherever you want to, but people mostly they gravitate to their own kind. So even your class, you know, you kind of get a feel of what side you want to live on, what side of town you want to live on, whether you black, white, or whatever. If you're black, living on the north side, you might not want to live on the west side or the south side or the east side. You get comfortable to whatever region, whatever side you're from. So, same with, and I think it's a cultural thing, just like with what I'm saying about these different regions nationally. If I was to describe it, I would say East Coast was more how would I describe East Coast people? I mean, they're people like anyone else, you know. I think that culture is a little bit different because there's so many of them, for one, on top of each other, specifically New York. Philly, same for a degree, you know, people on top of people, but nothing like New York. New York is like crazy overpopulated. I think that's why they hate each other. Let me take it back. I don't know if they hate each other now, but they really bad attitudes towards each other is what I see. Whereas here in the South, people are more cordial, you know, they're more peaceful. You know, you kind of go about your way, they go about their way. Shit happens, of course, you know, as we saw in August of this year, 23. Montgomery once again makes history. This is what we do, make history. But for the most part, people pretty much, you know, go about their way. And I think it has been said about Atlanta like that as well, as far as Atlanta used to be known for, you know, entertainment, rappers getting along. You know, you don't hear too much about this beef or that beef. But that changed over the years, partly because of the culture. This culture changed, I think, larger part because of the music, but also because a lot of out-of-towners, you know, New Yorkers, Philly, Detroit, Chicago, whoever has come to Atlanta, and a lot of them bring the same things they were trying to escape in those places. And like I said, coupled with the overall atmosphere of the music, because you gotta be honest, the music in the 90s, you know, vastly different from the type of music that's out now. Then it was more college orientated, parties, you know, booty shaking, a bit of that in the early 90s. Then you had the Outkast and Goody Mob. Then it went to Dope Boys in the Trap, Gucci Mane. Yeah, things changed. And you have the region of the West Coast. Of course, we all know part of their brand is gangbanging, Crips and Bloods, which is now a nationwide thing. I can remember growing up in Philadelphia, when I first saw the movie Colors, I literally thought that was fictional. Like, they made this shit up. This makes no sense at all, to be wearing a color that your enemy could see and just blow your ass away walking down the street. I thought this shit was fake as hell, just like Star Trek or Star Wars. Like, they just made this shit make no sense at all. So in Philadelphia, you know, they didn't, at the time, not sure what it's like now, but there was no gangs, Crips and Bloods, and I'm sure they're there now without the fact that they all over the place. But it was more of a neighborhood thing. Like, this is our street. Like, I lived on A Street, so my crew was A Street Posse, ASP. You couldn't be from, you know, way across on us, West Philly somewhere talking about you ASP. Like, nah. You know, West Philly, they got their own crews over there, and 2 blocks away from where we was at, they're gonna have their own thing. It was no, we all the same gang, or we beefing with this people we don't know if you or you know us, we just recognize each other by our color. No, it wasn't like that. So I think the West Coast is the way it is largely because of gang culture. You got big money out there. You have they have a history of civil rights, Black Panthers. You know, Here in the South, same thing. Civil rights, but it's a different vibe. My preference, I think I'm a little more East Coast, but I love being from the South. But people say I give a West Coast vibe. So, you know, I guess I'm a bit of a mixed nut. I'm just having fun tonight. Want to get this video in. I think I just did that. Talk to you tomorrow.